Hey, hey, Scorpios. I owe you a video from earlier this week. You were my one zodiac that I believe got shortchanged. And so let's fix that right now, shall we? Thank you guys so much for your patience. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do the same style of read that every other zodiac got other than you guys, which could be one that could be a little bit more intricate. Okay, so Scorpios, let's see what we get. We have a Page of Cups to start out, and we have a 10 of Swords. There was another zodiac who got these two cards as starters, Scorpio. I'm positive about that. But at the moment, I cannot recall what zodiac it was. My apologies. But in any case, Scorpio, we are beginning with, I would say it's either an apology or it's someone who you notice that they don't even have a head. They just have this huge like vase, and that's kind of like the cup. It's as if everything is weighing very heavily on their shoulders, and it's about an ending. It feels to me like somebody wants to apologize for an ending, and it has been, you notice that this ending is kind of intense looking, right? Because we see like the rib cage and everything. It's as if somebody kind of wants to bare their soul a little bit. So this is not just like a, hey, I'm sorry. This is like a, this is big. This is a big message. This is a significant message. I'm not sure why this, oh, wow. Well, it's coming from a King of Wands. It's a Knight of Cups. Oh no. It's that this King of Wands, you notice how they're on fire. You notice how they're like their whole throat chakra is like burning all up here. And it's, flames are coming out their eyeballs, and their mind is on fire because the only thing is their mouth isn't open yet. This is somebody who has so much emotion within them, and I feel like they suck at communicating. And yet they are coming forward to apologize for some kind of an ending. And they have all of this like love to try to offer, love to try to give, but it's almost like they're saying, but that has to wait until I first make the apology. No wonder this is like such a heavy burden, and this is like the primary thing on their mind is I have to go and say I'm so sorry for whatever this ending was, and then I'm going to have to bare my soul, and to do that I'm going to have to say the words. It's almost like, when you mean it so much that you don't know how to say it. It's almost like it's, if only they could get Scorpio to like literally like feel the words out of their throat instead of them finding the right words to say it, because it's like there's so much more emotion, there's so much more that they need to get across. I mean, and we've got like a sea dragon thing going on here with this Knight of Cups. Dragons represent dreams. What they would like to do is express the love that they have, and then what they would like to do is like pursue this dream of like wooing and dating and having something happen here. So this person's kind of full of emotion, but I really think, even though it's not typical for a King of Wands to not be good at expressing, for some reason this person, I think what's hanging there that, or keeping their lips zipped, is they have to begin with an apology. That's pretty tough. Hi, Star Wishes. So glad you're here. Thank you for popping by. Let's take a look. The Sun. Oh my God. And they know exactly what has to happen first. The Sun, yes, it is a happy card, but does that look particularly happy? No, it looks a little bit ominous. And you notice we actually have like the sun and the moon in the sky, and we've got an eclipse. To me, this is as if this is way more than a typical sun card. This is, especially when we put an eclipse in and the sun and the moon, they are very much like acutely aware that they can't get to the good stuff until they deal with the stuff that blocked the sun. And that is what they've got to apologize for. All right, let's dig. Let's change decks and let's try to dig. What is it that they really want to apologize for? I mean, we know it's the ending, but I want to know basically what was the ending all about, which means why do they first off feel like they need to make the apology from their perception? King of Cups. Well, they need to make the apology because every fiber of their being says, but I love you, I love you, I love you. I mean, this person obviously, maybe at one point they were the mate of Scorpio. Hey, Ruthie's Virgo Potion. this is like at one point in time, that song When I Was Your Man by the version I'm thinking of is Rod Stewart. Something about everything in my world was good and right. I feel like, oh, and then the strength card in the reverse. So did they get freaked out and they ran even though they really loved Scorpio? Let's see. Tell me about the Ten of Swords, the ending. Tell me about the ending. We have the moon in the reverse and we have the tower upright. So whatever happened, this was big, right? There's two major arcana to define the ending. And the tower, it doesn't get much more of an ending than that. It's collapsed. So something became very clear. Maybe it was like, I mean, this could have been as simple as, not simple, I shouldn't say it that way, but I'll say it that way. As simple as everything was going great. Scorpio and this person, they were rocking it. It was like, this is amazing. We keep moving forward in each other's worlds. I thought everything's good. I thought we're happy. And then for whatever reason, despite all the love, despite all of it, they freaked out. This person like blah, you know, like and like and think of those cartoons, you know, where a character all of a sudden goes whoosh, and you know, you just see like the little puff of air behind them and they're like running with their head like tilted back at a crazy angle as they just escape the scene. Yeah, it's crazy because there was all this love. So why freak out over all this love, right? Well, recognizing that somebody was scared, no wonder, because we had the sun and the moon on this sun card and we have the eclipse. Worries and fears eclipsed the happiness, which I'm not going to pretend like I can comprehend this necessarily, but I am going to say it obviously. Like Scorpio must have said, wow, I get it. You actually are terrified. And so it's over. Like this, you disappeared on me. Everything was going great. And then you up and disappear. It's seriously over because you just caused a tower here. Even if Scorpio could understand, you know, like, I don't know why they got freaked out. I understand that's what happened and they disappeared, but it definitely like it collapsed. Why? Because how am I supposed to feel safe with you now when, you know, you have something that you say you want, you're acting like we're together, and then you just kind of up and freak out and disappear. How does that leave me feeling? Well, probably not very safe. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting off of this storyline right now, which is pretty wild because like that's the ultimate in sabotage. But again, what we could ask is where would that level of fear come from? Obviously, when something is going great and somebody freaks out and they run from it, it's like they're so sure that they're going to mess something up and then it's going to hurt too much to be left, so they have to escape first. I mean, that's what I would say, but where did that fear come from? You know, to me, I'm like always trying to backtrack to figure out where is the core of our character's behavior. So can I see that? Let's go over to the universe real quick. Tell me what the universe has to say about the core of their behavior. Ace of Cups. Well, that's understandable. It's all about love. Most things are, right? What if Scorpio doesn't keep loving me, or maybe they were afraid to love somebody this much? I mean, it could be something as simple as that. They were afraid that this moved them that much, so they freaked out and ran. Again, I'm not going to pretend that I actually understand that because I don't. But that's the cards we got, and it's not up to me to say, well, I don't buy it, even though I'm struggling with buying that. But what do I know, right? I'm just a storyteller. So Kate, sassy Kate, take a back seat and let's get back to it. And now they want to come in and they want to make this huge apology, and they know that's got to come first. And then they have all this love that they want to express. It is making more sense why we see them as a, you know, a king of wands who has all of this passion. I mean, it's burning all the way up their throat chakra, but then does it pass their lips? Nope. Instead, they like burn their eyes at us and be like, I hope that you can sense my love. Well, that's not going to do it. You got to use your words, you know? I mean, yes, love is an emotion. Yes, love is action. Yes, love can be conveyed in things other than words. But when someone has run from a situation that looked like it was good and looked like it was happy, that's just that's a mind trip, you know? So now they're going to have to explain themselves if they can find words. And maybe that's just it. Maybe they don't know how to explain the I feel like this person really gets overburdened by emotions, like depth of emotions. Positive emotions can overwhelm their, like, short circuit them. Um, and that may be something that can be hard for an individual to put into words because, like, I mean, I know sometimes, like, if a computer shuts down and gets overheated, a computer might throw up a warning on our screen that says, warning, critical, heat combustion or whatever it's going to say. But I don't know that humans have the ability to be like, warning, I'm freaking out because I really care and I really love you. And I'm so worried that someday you're not going to love me as much in return. And I've never felt like this. And now I'm freaking out. Like, if only we could have like pop up neon things that pop up on our t-shirts to like let people know what is going on in us, like emotionally and chemically. But that's not how it works. So I can see how now they're stuck with having to express things, but they really are trying to do. They're trying to figure out how to say it. They would like very, very much to be accepted back in, to have this resurrection, the judgment, to have things work out again. And to kind of, it's almost like they need to argue their case as to why they should be given a second chance. I almost feel like it's going to come across a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit weak or still confusing, because if they have all this love, all this emotion, and they're coming back in to first say, I'm sorry that I ran from this when I really want this. The only way they're going to be able to show how much emotion they have is if they can say, if you give me a chance and let me show you how much I care. Because I do think it's going to require action anyway. It's like we probably can't have a resurrection of this connection unless there can be effort put in. And the only way that's going to happen is obviously if Scorpio says, fine, show me what on earth you actually feel, because I'm super like, all I know is you dashed this thing on the rocks and flat out disappeared. Let's ask Scorpio, how is Scorpio feeling about this in this storyline? How are they feeling? Because maybe this is a moot point. Maybe they don't need any of this. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Scorpio is like, I already knew. The timing was all messed up for them. I know exactly why they split. I know exactly why they ended stuff. And I also knew they were probably coming back in, going to buzz around my door again somewhere in the future. And you know what? Because I already know all that, let's just close the door to the past. Let's lock it. And let's go ahead and get on with the business of living. Let's see. Show me how much you love me. This could be fun. This could be real fun. Show me how much you love me. Show me how much you want me. Fine. Don't use words. Use action. I like that just as much. I kind of feel like this Scorpio is a very cool cat. They're just like, it was so obvious to me that it was not the right time. And I knew at some point you would be back in. Someday in the future, when you got your jitters out, when you're not freaking out about how you feel about me, I knew you'd be showing back up. So as long as you're here to stay, I feel like the Scorpio might even be like, well, you're gonna have to work awfully hard to show me how much you love me. And they might be like half like tongue in cheek about it, like kind of making a saucy little joke about that, because they still want this person. They're interested in this person. It's almost like this Scorpio never doubted it. They're like, yeah, I already know they were crazy about me, but they need to like get their jitters out and then be stable and, connect. That you can't like run every time you see the thing that you want. But I've been known to be intimidating before. Like, I just feel like this Scorpio has like a great kind of attitude and sense of humor about the whole thing, which is really unusual to see as a response. The Scorpio is very confident, which I love. And with this Seven of Cups, they're like, look, we still don't even know. I still might not be your cup of tea and you might not be mine. On the other hand, we could be perfect together. This, the Scorpio is pretty chill about it, because they're like, look, you never know how things are going to work out. So to make huge promises and then assume everything is going to be perfect, No, that's not how life goes. We go through changes, you know, and we could fall in or out of love with each other, but let's just put it this way, it's going to be real darn fun getting to see just how much this person is crazy about me. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's see where this goes. But Scorpio is not like, and I was, you know, waiting for them and my whole life was on hold until they came back to make this right. This Scorpio is like so not in that mindset. They like what they like. They will give things a chance that they want in their life. They have a very strong sense of confidence about them, and they already knew that this person was crazy about them, but they messed it up pretty darn good, and they're like, huh, when they come dragging themselves back in, yeah, it's we'll see what happens after that. But Scorpio's not turning this person away. They already knew that this is probably the way it was going to go. And even then, they're not making promises about, but now we're going to be in love and it's going to be perfect and this person's never going to disappoint me and they're going to be my everything. This Scorpio is very, like, I would just say very down to earth and like, look, I know when somebody's attracted to me. I also know when somebody's scared. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out those actions. So, yep, I knew they'd show back up, and we'll give this a whirl and we'll see what happens next. It'll be awfully fun if they're this passionate. Scorpio reads are always like my most flirtatious reads, I swear. These are like, they're always fun because even if it seems like it could be something super intense and stressy, there's usually like this lighthearted edge to it that comes out, and I'm like, well, that's always delightful. I always find myself kind of like chuckling because I'm like, wow. Anyway, guys, that's what I got on this one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy, yeah, Ruben, thank you so much. You angel, thank you. You are so incredibly generous. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Yell, and your wonderful comments. You're so articulate. The oh my God, your vocabulary like knocks my socks off. Let me tell you, all of you guys, you leave me the most incredible comments, and I thank each and every one of you for. That's why I leave my comments on my channel, because I mean, sure, there's always a little bit of trolling and a little bit of hate and stuff, but who cares? Because the majority of you guys are like so brilliant, so kind. Like, I am so grateful. Dwayne, thank you. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. And that's a really awesome number too. Thank you guys. That's so amazing. You guys are amazing. No, it's always a really good time on this channel because I feel like I'm lucky enough to have like the greatest group of people to hang out with here. Like, it's such a nice community. So thank you for making it what it is, everybody. uh, yeah, you're blushing. You're so cute. Hey, Drea in Las Vegas. Very nice. I love Vegas. Tala, you're so funny. I make some pretty outrageous faces. In my family, it's like a curse that we all have very like mobile faces, and so if we're happy, it really shows, and if we're grumpy or mad, it really shows too. I have to like try not to be overly expressive with my face sometimes. Good night, Cancer Moon, Virgo Sun. Good to see you out there. You guys, thank you. You're so fun. Deb Chats, love you too, honey. Jasmine Angel, hey, I'm delighted you caught the live. I know, Micah, I knew people were gonna think I was talking about the Bruno Mars version of When I Was Your Man, but I was actually talking about a totally different song. And it could be that Rod Stewart's version actually has a slightly different title, but that's the refrain in it is When I Was Your Man. But it's not the same song. But I knew that popped into my head at the same time. And I was like, I bet everybody's going to think it's Bruno Mars, but it's not that one. But that's a great song too. Bruno Mars is so talented. You guys are so cool. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your awesome messages and just hanging out and having a good time. All right. Farewell for now, you guys. I'm going to still put out a couple of additional videos. And thank you again, Yell and Dwayne, for those very generous donations. I appreciate it so much. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.